Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are healthy and fine at your places. So students, today we are going to start chapter 4 of your NCERT science books, that is sorting materials into group. Okay, so first let me tell you or introduce you the title of this chapter, that is sorting materials. So students, simply sorting means to classify or to divide the materials, the various materials or various objects, and that is done to find out the objects easily. To find out objects easily, right? That is called as classification. Suppose your mother used to cook the food in the kitchen, you used to sleep in a bedroom, and you used to bathe or go washrooms in toilets, right? So this is all classification of various objects that we used to keep there in those particular rooms. And as you can see in this figure number 4.1, we have various types of objects around us all the time. Some are made up of plastic, some are made up of glass, some are of metals, some are of rubber, etc., etc. So we have different categories of these objects. Suppose if I mix all these objects, will you be able to classify all these objects, or will you be able to separate these objects? Yes, of course you will be, because all these objects have different properties. They all have different properties from each other. Okay, so we have number of objects. So say we have some wooden objects, we have some metal objects, and we have some paper objects in our homes. So now let us talk about the properties of materials. Which are those properties on the basis of which we can classify or sort out the materials? Okay, the first and the very important property is appearance. What it is? It is appearance. Appearance means the outer look of an object. Okay, outer look, right? Suppose it's a box, this is its appearance. Okay, it's a glass, this is its appearance. Fine. So this is the appearance, means the outer look of an object. So by appearance also we can classify the objects or sort them out. As here in your book there are few examples given, like wood is totally different from iron, and iron appears different from copper or aluminium. So this is all about appearance, right? The next property is hardness. Okay, hardness means how hard or soft an object is. Fine. So if I talk about this particular glass, it is quite a hard thing. It is not easy to compress it. See, am I able to compress it? No, I cannot. See, so it is quite hard. Fine. And if we talk about softness, see, I have this piece of sponge here. It's a sponge. If I want to compress it, see, yeah, I can easily compress it. See, it is not hard, it is quite soft. So, softness and hardness are the two very important properties by which materials can be sorted out. The third property is soluble or insoluble. Okay, solubility or insolubility, that could also be one of the properties of various materials. Okay, for this I have got something for you. See, I have two beakers, or you can say two glasses, half filled with water, right? If I talk about solubility, I have this some energy powder. If I pour this powder into this glass, see what happens? It will immediately dissolve in it. See, it dissolves, it completely dissolves in it. See, that means this energy powder is completely soluble in water. Whereas if I take some pebbles, I have these pieces of some stones, or you can say pebbles. If I put these pebbles into another tumbler or another jar, another beaker, and I am stirring it with a spoon, see, Have they dissolved? No, they are still the same. See, they haven't dissolved at all. Okay, so this is insolubility. This is the third property that we have discussed so far, solubility and insolubility. So a few substances around us are easily soluble in water, like salt, sugar, powders, etc. Whereas some other substances like stones, pebbles, chalk powder, metals, etc., they are completely insoluble in water. Right? Now, let's come to the another property, fourth property, that is floating or sinking in water. Some objects may float or sink in water. Okay, again for you I have brought something. I have this bowl filled with water, right? Now let me show you some objects which can easily float or sink in water. Fine. Okay. See, I am putting these metal pieces into this water, right? And I have got some plastic objects also. This is the distorted balloon pieces and this is some plastic blade or something. If I put these objects into water, they easily, as you can see, they easily float in water. See, right? Whereas the metal objects have sunk down and the plastic objects are still floating in water. So students, as you can see that we are surrounded with many objects which can either sink or float on the surface of water. This was the fourth property that we have discussed in this chapter. Right? Here, the same picture has been shown to you. Figure number 4.6 again relates to the same property, floating or sinking in water. Fine. Next property is the transparency. The last one is the transparency, right? Transparency, students, it is the property which tells us that if we can see the objects clearly through some other object. Suppose I have this glass, a tumbler, simple. Okay, what do you think? It is transparent, it is translucent, or it is opaque? Yes, of course, it is transparent completely, because if we put something in this glass, say spoon, we are able to see clearly that spoon here. See, the spoon is very clear to see from this glass. So, transparent objects are the objects through which we can easily see, or the objects that pass all the light through them. They are called transparent objects. Whereas, if we talk about translucent objects, these are the objects through which we can see partially. See, this balloon, if I want to see the wall out of that, it is partially visible to me. Not completely, but partially. Likewise, I have this box that is made up of some kind of plastic, right? This plastic is also some sort of translucent object, because whatever is kept inside this box, it is partially visible to me. Partially means half, not completely. Okay, half. Okay, this is called translucent object. Now last one will be the opaque object. See, it's an opaque object. If I keep something under this object, say the spoon, if I cover this spoon with this wooden box, am I able to see that spoon? No, because this wooden box is completely opaque. Suppose if I keep this wooden box in front of that wall, am I able to see the wall behind that? No, because this wooden box is completely an opaque object. Likewise, metals, wooden objects, walls, boards, etc., they all come under the category of opaque objects. So students, this was all about of your chapter sorting materials into groups. We have some summary points here given in your book. Read them properly, try to do the exercise. Fine, it's a very simple exercise, and if you find any sort of difficulty, you can call me, you can ring me up anytime. Thank you.